Folks, I want you to do me a favor. See this book? Here is Bobby Valentine's book right here, Valentine's Way. And I will tell you this, one of the greatest athletes in New England, and Bobby V is a legend in my neck of the woods. We kind of have a Connecticut connection here because earlier in the program at 4:30, we had Gary Cobb on, former manager of the New York Mets. Here is Bobby Valentine. Bobby V, how are you doing?
Yeah, hey, how are you, Dan? How you doing? I'm in a car, and I'm
Get
trying
your food.
to
Get your food, Bobby.
Here at the airport because I got a press for ticket. Here's a ticket. Oh boy, and yeah, I'm gonna park, and then I'm going to do this show with you because I wasn't sure we were going to do it or not. You know what I mean? Good to see you, Dan.
Absolutely. No, Bobby, listen, thank you for the book. The book has been awesome. I love the pictures in the book. I mean, hey, of course, Bobby, I like the pictures.
You like the pictures. I like it, Dan. That's a good Stanford education coming through right there. Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, okay, right when you park here, there's a picture of you and Robustelli. Look what I got from the family.
How spectacular is that?
Look at this, Bobby.
I'm looking, bro. How'd you get that?
The brother gave me his NFL New York Giant induction jersey to the Giants Ring of Honor. We're distantly related, Andy and I. And so they gave me this jersey.
Isn't that spectacular? I had one of those hanging in my restaurant for 38 years, signed by Andy, and I just sent it to the patriarch now of the family, Rick Robustelli, who's my good friend, and he has it now in the family archives.
Talk about the book, Bobby. Why the book now in your time? Why did you come out with the book?
Well, it was time. It was during COVID, you know. I wasn't doing anything. The guy, Golan Black, contacted me. He lived in Stamford for quite a while, then New Canaan. And he said, why don't we do a book? And I said, what's it going to take? He says, I'm going to call you on the phone. You're going to talk a while. I'll transcribe it, and we'll make a book. And I said, you got it. So we went up to, like, my time with Sacred Heart University. So it's pretty cool. There's great stories in there. There's a lot of reveal, and the book's doing great. Thanks for putting it out there. Have all your people buy the book, Dan.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Q&A at the end of the session here.
I mean, let me do this to you too, Bobby. What did you enjoy more? Playing, managing, athletic director, being in politics, or is it all the journey that you really enjoyed in your life, because you've had a very special life?
Well, I hope it's not over, Dan. And, you know, I'm doing a lot of stuff yet. I'm with the LA Angels now. I'm doing some TV here. You know, my best friend's son is the general manager. We're hoping to turn things around in the second half and get healthy. You know, I did that restaurant business for 38 years. I probably served you a few beers in your day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that and talking to the customers. And I have a film company and that I'm enjoying a lot with there. So, yeah, it's all still going. But to answer your question, I enjoyed playing when I was healthy. You know, playing was the most fun thing I ever did in my life. For the rest of the time, waiting on tables and being a manager and being an AD, that's all taking care of other people, you know. But when you're playing, you're taking care of yourself, and that's always fun.
One of the greatest moments in my life with Bobby Valentine, he won't remember this, but Mickey Leone had him come and pitch batting practice to me. I was a sophomore at Catholic High, and Bobby, I believe it was your last year with the Mariners. And right before you got into managing, this was like early 79.
Yeah, I was coaching with the Mets at the time. I was a third base coach for the Mets. Yeah.
You came in and you came to me and you got to go up to the Cape Cod League. So I went up to the Cape Cod League, and you and Mickey Leone had me. And I'll never forget, Roger Haggerty was with us, and we're all sitting there. You're throwing batting practice to me, and you go, if you want to do this, you can do it. So I played a little ball at Miami, University of Miami, for Ron Frazier when I was down there playing ball too. But he was like this: "You're never as good as your guy, Bobby V." I said, "Okay, Bobby, Do you like the game and where baseball is today?
You know, I don't know if the jury's still out. I love the game. Don't get me wrong. Where it is today, I'm not sure where it is today. You know, all the regional sports networks are kind of going bust. MLB is going to take it over. They talk about internationalizing the game. They're not doing anything to do that. You know, the speed up stuff is great if you're watching it, I guess, because you don't have to spend a whole lot of your time. But you know, we're making the game better, but we're not making the players better. And I think, you know, taking care of the players, letting the players be themselves, you know, giving them a little character, getting in the box for 15 seconds and running out of the box for 15 seconds doesn't give much time for anyone to be anything other than kind of a robot. But
so you think the pitch clock, Bobby?
Quicker.
You think the pitch clock is taking personality out of the game?
Sure, of course. Yeah, it's taken everything away from the batter-pitcher confrontation and the ability to be yourself. But it got out of hand. There's no doubt that, you know, once Ricky stole his whatever base it was, and he decided that the camera was on him and it should be on him, I think things started getting out of line, and no one put it back in place. So they needed to have a machine do it, you know. And I'm not big on the machine stuff, except for I'd love to see a machine balls and strikes behind the plate, because the most unfair thing that we have going in the game is to tell everyone how unfair the game is by letting balls be called strikes and strikes be called balls.
You managed in Japan. Are you shocked what you're seeing with Shohei Ohtani?
Has nothing to do with me managing in Japan. I mean, they're great players in Japan, and more of them are getting acclimated to playing here, which is a cool thing. But you know, he could be from the Congo, and he would be different. He's the most special athlete, most special baseball player to ever play the game of baseball.
The reason I say that, Bobby, do you think we'll see more Japanese players coming into Major League Baseball? We have seen a lot more over the last 5 or 6 years, but do you think that the game over there, because like in basketball, Bobby, look at the national basketball. You see a lot of national players now in the NBA. Do you think that that's going to be more where we'll start to see some of the players from Japan over in America?
Well, there's plenty of them here, you know. Yoshida's here, and yeah, you know, there's enough of them here. I wish they would stay there and keep their league strong. Understand, that's the capital of baseball. That's where the country where baseball is #1 in the country, where it's viewed by everyone, where, you know, they get 40,000 a game and they don't boo anyone. They love the game as it is. And, you know, when you keep taking away their best players, it might become the Negro League someday and not be in existence anymore. And I wouldn't like to see that. You know, they should internationalize the game, get a division of baseball in Asia. That doesn't mean they're flying back and forth every weekend to play in Asia. They play there. Those teams play there. They're international players. They're MLB franchises. And then the two winners, if there's two divisions, come here and play in the playoffs, just like the American League, you know, whatever it is, in the Central Division, that one of those teams has to make the playoffs. I guarantee you the winner from Asia would be better than a team from the Central Leagues of MLB.
Couple last questions for you, Bobby V. Bobby, the Mets, what's different from a year ago to today on why you see Buck Showalter was manager of the year?
They must have been lucky last year. I don't think they had a great deal of talent. You know, they won a lot of games with that they probably shouldn't have won, because you know, I don't think it's a kind of team that is constructed to win. You know, just my opinion. I like Alonso, and I like you know, their catcher Alvarez seems to be. Is it Alvarez? Their catcher seems to be really good. But again, I'm on the West Coast, not following the Mets that closely. It just, you know, you talk to other people and other teams, and they're wondering why everyone thought the Mets were going to be so good this year. You know,
Do you put it at the heels of Verlander and Scherzer that, that they overpaid, Bobby? I mean, here they are here.
If they paid less for two pitchers and they were performing the same, the record would be the same. I don't know. They're just two pitchers. They were going to take up, 60 of their 162 games or so where they were going to start. They still had to deal with that other 102 games. And, again, go around the diamond and figure out which one of those guys could play on the Atlanta Braves. And I think you'll go, I'm not sure many of them could.
That's a great comment. Finally, Bobby, you managed in the All-Star game, and I had Pete Rose on the other day, and I said this to him, do you think interleague play has diminished that game? Because, it used to be, Bobby, when we were growing up, I didn't see Pete Rose in an American League ballpark, and I didn't see any of that. Do you think that that's taken a little bit away from that game, the interleague play?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's taken everything away, and it shouldn't be considered a big deal. The guys aren't going to take it seriously. They're going to, make it an exhibition. Pitchers are going to try to strike guys out. Hitters are going to try to hit home runs. Big deal. That's not a game, even though some teams play that way. And there's no, what's the value of winning or losing? I think they should give $100,000 to everyone on the winning team to give to their favorite charity, and take that $3-4 million that they could sell one ad and get the money back, and have guys who want to give money to their charity play in the game. And then you might have some people really trying to win because it might mean something. Right now it means nothing.
Folks, make sure you go to Amazon. Valentine's Way. Absolutely incredible read. Bobby's life has been a journey like no other.
And Dan, one thing you said, I managed an All-Star game. It was in Seattle. The last time Seattle was in or had the All-Star game. And that was 2001. That was Cal Ripken's last home run in an All-Star game, his last All-Star game, all that. But it's also the only time that Tommy Lasorda and I were in uniform together in the big leagues. And it was a special day for me, especially when that bat came down and almost hit him in the head and killed him. So
that's right. Seattle was your last stop in your pro playing career. Bobby, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Have a great flight.
Okay, Dan, take care of yourself. Thanks a lot. See you.
Bet. The great Bobby Valentine. Do me a favor, folks. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.